right, time to take a look at the big DURATECH 20-volt brushless cordless impact wrench. Ooh, cool. It's actually got a case. We got a little zip tie holding this guy together. Oh, look at that guy. That is a Gigunda boy. Whew. This is huge. This is a 600 foot-pound impact wrench. So this is going to be for heavy-duty use. Basically, if you have a problem that will not get fixed by a regular impact wrench, this is the big guns. This is the one that you're going to pull out. So to put that in perspective, like the lug nuts on a vehicle are typically around 90 to 120 foot-pounds. This thing, if you try to tighten those lug nuts on, will absolutely warp the rotor. This is an incredibly powerful impact wrench. So this has 6 times as much power as is needed to remove a lug nut. What this is going to be more for is going to be for like the heavy-duty applications. Like if you want to like remove a crankshaft bolt or like seized on flywheel bolts or even like an axle nut. Anything where you need extra oomph, this is the impact wrench that you want. Taking a look at it, we got a fully rubberized handle that feels extremely nice in the hand. It's even rubber up here and on the back. So, oh, look at that. We actually got little bumpers right here, so you don't have to worry as much about dropping it. We got some rubber right here on the anvil. This is a 1/2-inch drive hog ring, so this is a very nice style. So if you don't want to have to worry about lining up the detent with the socket, this is the style that you want. We do have a hanger here, so if you want to throw this thing on your belt, so if you have to climb up a ladder because you're working on something, you know, like big applications. This is for big applications. You can do that with this. We got reverse, forward, very nice feeling switch. And a nice feeling trigger. We got a button right here and it looks like some light indicators, and we got our light here on the bottom. We also have a spot for that hanger right here on the right, so if you prefer it on the right, you can do that. We got a big 4 amp hour battery, so if you intend on using this thing all day, you're going to be able to do that. 4 amps is quite a bit. I really like seeing that we actually have those pinched contacts in there, so you don't have to worry about these things not making contact. It's actually going to grab it from both sides. And we have our standard clip style lock, and it does have an indicator on the back, and it does come with 3 bars of charge. We got our charger. This is a 4 contact charger, and it even tells us plus and negative, so we know which side is going to be providing power. It's 120 volt input, and it gives 2.4 amps at 20 volts. And we got our indicator lights on the bottom. We got our instructions, and we got 4 sockets. So we got a 1-inch and a 3/4 inch. Those are probably the most common ones that I use. We also have what looks like it says a 29/32 and a 13/16. So those are pretty uncommon sizes, but you know, there they are. It says these are chrome molybdenum, so these are definitely be good for impacting. They are all 1/2-inch drive, and they do come with a hole drilled, so you can use these with a detent or you can use it with the hog ring. They're all 6-point sockets, and if you look closely on the corners, you can see those are drilled out on the corners, which can be great. So that means that these are going to be good for off-corner loading, so you're not going to be stripping as many bolts. Okay, so this is what those little indicator lights were on the bottom. So we actually got 5 different settings. So setting 1 goes up to 225 foot-pounds, then we got 300 foot-pounds, 445, 520, and then 605. So I actually really like that. So you can really dial this thing into whatever kind of torque you need. They also have different speeds and different impact rates, so it goes from 800 and 1000 to 1700 and 2100. So, cool. So this is level 1. It's actually nice and quiet. That's cool. So if I hit that, that's level 5. You can see the look at that thing just torquing in my hand. That's an incredible amount of power in this thing. So it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Then a reverse. Cool. So a lot of these impact wrenches don't actually have different speed settings for reverse. This one actually does. That's really nice. So if you want to break something free but you're worried about putting too much torque on it, you can actually bring this down to level 1, and you know you're not going to be putting anything more than, I think that was 220 foot-pounds. So that's really cool. With the battery, this thing is insanely big. Like, it just feels like a substantial tool. All right. Yeah. Like it's not even there. That's insane. So one of the things that you really want to keep in mind, if you're going to be using this thing for taking bolts off, you really don't want to be using it for putting them back on, because this absolutely has enough power to warp a rotor. So you can use this thing for taking them off, which is probably going to be the best thing for it, but then use hand tools for putting them back on. Oh yeah. That's super easy. Spun right off. That thing is a monster. Just gotta be careful not to over tighten it. This thing is an absolute monster.